Over 340,000 people live in the city of Orlando, and last year, this region pulled in a record 75 million visitors. But here's what nobody tells you before you move here. The same magic that makes Orlando one of the most visited places on earth is also the source of its biggest headache. So I'm gonna give you my honest truth. The real cons of living in Orlando first, then the pros that keep people moving here by the thousands. So by the end, you'll know exactly whether the city is right for you or whether you'll regret the move. I'm gonna hit you with 3 cons that catch people completely off guard, including one road that's literally ranked the deadliest highway in America. Then 3 pros so big that they outweigh all of it for most people, including a tax situation that puts thousands of dollars in your pocket every year. And stick around to the end because I'll tell you exactly who Orlando is perfect for and who should probably look somewhere else. And once again, this is Gianni with Buying Orlando, Florida, the #1 relocation agent here in Orlando, Florida. And I love getting the calls, emails, and text messages of people moving to Orlando from different countries, different states, and even here locally. So be sure to reach out, and all of my contact information is in the description down below. So enough of that, let's get back into the video. The first con of this list has to be the traffic. Orlando was built around Interstate 4, or as locals call it, the I-4. And I have to be straight with you. The I-4 has been ranked the #1 deadliest highway in the entire United States for several years running. We're talking roughly 1 fatality per mile, with over 200,000 cars on it every single day. The worst stretches are right through the tourist areas around Universal and Disney exits and the downtown interchanges. What that actually means for your daily life is Orlando is a pretty car-dependent city. There's no real subway. The bus system won't replace your car, so you will be driving. But the good news is your everyday commute isn't as bad as that scary stat sounds. The average Orlando commute is about 26 minutes. And if you buy in the right spot, you can mostly avoid the I-4 entirely. My advice is when we're house hunting, plan your home around your commute, not the other way around. Pick the neighborhood that keeps you off the I-4 at rush hour, which is roughly between 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And this con basically disappears. Now, once you accept that you're going to be driving pretty much everywhere, let me show you the single biggest reason people are willing to put up with it, and it shows in your bank account every single month. #1 on our list of pros is one I'm sure you hear all the time, which is Florida has 0 state income tax. Not low, 0. The state collects nothing on your personal earnings. And this is genuinely life-changing for a lot of families I work with. If you're moving here from New York, New Jersey, or California, you are handing your state 5 to 7%, sometimes 10 of everything you've earned. But here, that's completely gone. For a high earner, that can be tens of thousands of dollars a year back in your pocket. Money that suddenly makes that $400,000 Orlando home a whole lot easier to afford. Now, I'll be completely honest, Florida claws some of that back in other ways, such as property tax and tolls. But make no mistake, for most relocation buyers, the no income state tax alone is the reason most people still make the move here. Moving back into our cons list at #2, which is really 3 things bundled together: the heat, the storms, and what they do to your insurance bill. From June through September, daily highs sit above 90 degrees, and the humidity makes it feel even hotter. Air conditioning isn't a luxury here, it's survival, and your power bill will show it. On top of that, hurricane season runs through June 1st through November 30th every single year. And that storm risk is why Florida has the most expensive homeowners insurance in the entire country. But, and this is the part national headlines usually miss, Orlando is inland. We're about an hour from the coast, so we don't carry that brutal coastal wind risk. Insurance here in Orange and Seminole County areas run roughly $2,200 to $3,400 a year versus $4,000, $5,000, or even $7,000 in Miami or on the coast. The heat is real and summer is a grind. I will not sugarcoat that, but living inland in Orlando is honestly one of the smartest insurance plays in the whole state. You get Florida sunshine and beach access without paying the beachfront insurance premium. Just budget for flood insurance separately because the standard policy usually does not include that. Speaking of that, year-round warm weather. It unlocks a lifestyle here that, for a lot of people, is the entire reason they moved to Orlando in the first place. Let me show you. Now, back to pros. Pro #2 on this list is nowhere on earth has an entertainment lifestyle like Orlando. This is the theme park capital of the world. Disney, SeaWorld, and Universal all in your backyard. And in May 2025, Universal opened Epic Universe, the first brand new major theme park in Central Florida in over 25 years. We're talking 750 acres, a rumored $7 billion investment, 5 themed worlds, and over 50 attractions. Now, for some of you, you may not be a theme park person, but when you live here, you experience this completely differently than a tourist would. Here, locals buy annual passes, which can range between $500 to $650 a year, depending on which theme parks you choose. But locals treat these theme parks like Disney and Universal like their backyard. Date nights, a couple hours after work, dinner and a ride, then you get home. You're not blowing $2,000 on a once-a-year vacation, you're living inside of the vacation. For families with kids, that lifestyle is almost impossible to put a price on. It's the thing most locals tell me they didn't fully appreciate until they lived here for over a year. Back to cons. Con number 3 is the flip side of all the magic, which is the tourist. Orlando welcomed a record 75.3 million visitors last year. We are the single most visited destination in the entire country, and about 30% of all jobs in the region are tied to tourism. So what does 75 million visitors actually feel like day to day? It means the areas around the parks, International Drive, the Disney XX off I-4 get genuinely clogged, especially on weekends and holidays. Popular restaurants have waits. Attraction area traffic is its own beast. The neighborhoods I point most people buying a house in are in Winter Park, Baldwin Park, Lake Nona, and El Vido, which are 20 to 30 minutes from all of that, and they feel like a completely normal, quiet suburb. The tourists stay in their lane, you stay in yours. Locals know how to live here so that 75 million people barely touch your daily life. And once you're settled into one of those neighborhoods, here's what you're actually going to be doing on your weekends. Which brings us to our final pro, which is the growing economy, not just here in Orlando, but in all of Florida. Orlando is no longer a one-trick tourism town. Out in Lake Nona, there's a 7,000-acre development called Medical City. UCF's College of Medicine is there and projected to create over 30,000 jobs and billions in economic impact. Downtown, the Creative Village, and UCF downtown campus are building a real tech and digital media hub. Epic Universe alone is adding over 17,000 jobs, and you're centrally located about 45 minutes to the Atlantic beaches and Orlando International Airport, which is one of the busiest airports in the entire country. Living here is definitely a long game, and it's why I tell clients Orlando is a buy. The economy is diversifying into healthcare, tech, and aerospace. Higher paying, more stable jobs, which puts a floor under your home's value over time. Added with world-class airports, beaches within an hour, and a food scene that's genuinely exploding in spots like Mills 50 and the Milk District, plus the Magic basketball team, Orlando City Soccer, and the Dr. Phillips Center of Arts. With all of that combined, you've got a city that's growing into something much bigger than the place with all the theme parks. You're not just buying a home here, you're buying into a city on the way up. And finally, the last con on our list, and why Orlando may not be the right move for you, unfortunately has to be, it's no longer as affordable as it once was 5 to 7 years ago. The metro median home price is around $395,000 to $410,000. And to comfortably buy that median home, lenders want to see a household income of $95,000 to $110,000. But the median household income in the city of Orlando is about $72,000 per year. See the gap? A lot of jobs here are tourism and hospitality, and those wages haven't kept pace with how fast home prices climbed here. So here's my honest advice. Orlando is not as cheap as people assume Florida is anymore, and you have to budget for the extras nobody mentions, like HOA and CDD fees that can run $200 to $500 a month in planned communities. But prices have cooled and softened recently. Homes are sitting longer, which means buyers finally have negotiation room again. And remember pro number 1, no state income tax stretches that $72,000 a lot further than it would in a high tax state. The play is to buy smart, in the right zip code, with someone who knows where the value actually is. That's the difference between feeling house poor and feeling like you got a deal. And the reason I'm still bullish on Orlando despite the affordability gap, it comes down to where the city is headed. Here's the final pro, who it's for and who should skip it. So here's the bottom line. Orlando is perfect for you if you want sunshine year round, no state income tax, and an unbeatable family entertainment lifestyle, and you're betting on a growing city, and you don't mind driving and dealing with summer heat. But if you need true walkability and public transit, if you can't handle humidity, or if you're on a tight budget expecting cheap Florida prices, you might want to look somewhere else, and that's okay. I'd rather you know the truth now. If you're thinking, okay, Orlando's for me, but where exactly should I live? I made a video breaking down the affordable cities right around Orlando where your money goes furthest. It's right here on the screen, go watch that next. It's a perfect follow-up to this one. If you want my free Orlando relocation guide, neighborhoods, school zones, real cost numbers, the link's in the description. Just tell me what you're looking for. Tap the next video and let's find your spot.